All right, guys, welcome back to the Casuals presented by MF Media. I'm your host, Mike.
Alongside Carson Mueller.
There you go. Look at you go.
Let's run it, dude.
So we're back. Finally back in my own setup. Feels way more comfortable to be here than sitting in my guest room. Got a jam-packed episode right here. We're going to run through the big news of the week, run through the natty. We got our good friends Staley and Nolan coming on. Big Pittsburgh fans are going to walk us through that Sunday in their eyes. And then we're going to finish it off with the playoff picture, how it was set, how it's come to be, and also some coaching changes going on around the league so far. So
be a good one, Mike. It's going to be a good one.
Let's get rolling. Let's start off with the MLB. Some big news in the MLB so far. John Lester, the Red Sox, the Cub, the legend. Over 200 career wins, 3 World Series rings under his belt, and he's going to go home and retire a 3-time World Series champ. Okay.
Yeah.
I love John Lester.
Wouldn't feel bad retiring if I were him.
No.
Hang him up with pride.
Amazing left-handed pitcher. Probably a guaranteed Hall of Famer in my eyes. I think he's amazing. That's if the Hall of Fame voting ever gets figured out. I saw a ballot. I don't know if you've seen this year's ballot, but it's got some crazy names on it.
I'm not.
Barry Bonds. Sheffield, Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling. Let's see some other ones. David Ortiz. This dude works for the Boston Globe. Okay. Works for the Boston Globe. He voted for Jeff Kent. That was it. That's it.
I don't
One
even know
vote.
who that is.
Moving on. I mean, just how do you not vote for, even if you're not voting for Bonds, just vote for Ortiz. You work for the Boston Globe. He's a Hall of Famer, period.
Right. All day. Big Poppy, dude.
Speaking of the Boston Red Sox, we'll go over to their rival. The New York Yankees just hired the first female manager, and she's going to take over their minor league affiliate. It is Rachel Balkovec. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
I think it's
Balkovec, maybe.
Balkovec.
Okay,
yeah,
I like
1000%.
it. Good call. She's going to take over the low A team in Tampa. She's been a strength and conditioning coach for the Cardinals and Astros in some of their affiliates. I saw she worked with Cardinals, double A team for a couple years. Then went to the Astros Latin American organization that they have down the Dominican and stuff, or maybe in Florida, but players from Latin America.
Right.
She did that for a couple years and then worked for the Astros high A affiliate, I think. And then she was the hitting coach in New York for one of their minor league teams. I think she was the overall hitting coach for some of the minor leagues. That's been since November 2019. And now she just got her first manager gig, which is huge for the game of baseball.
So, okay, what is she the manager of?
So she's the manager of the low A team. So
she's the GM.
No. You know how Rocket was the head coach of the Pelicans a couple years back?
Okay, yeah.
The head coach. That's the manager.
Okay.
So yeah, and I mean it's awesome. You see a lot of female representation coming in the game.
Yeah.
You just saw, oh my God, I'm forgetting her name. Genevieve Beacom, maybe something like that, down in Australia, just pitched in their professional league that they have, their professional national league.
Oh, that's sick.
She just threw an innings 84, 85 from the left. I mean, that plays 17 too.
That's filth. That's
so
pretty gross.
That's easy. She can keep working all day. That'll work. And then I don't remember her name for the Marlins, just took over as the GM, first female GM. And she's making great moves over in Miami. So there's a ton of representation. The Giants have their hitting coach or one of their hitting assistant coaches is female. It's cool to see representation. That's
pretty sick
in the sport. It needs to happen because everybody needs to be able to love baseball.
Facts.
Lockout's still going on.
Yeah.
Players Association is set to meet Thursday. Hopefully some movement in the right direction. Probably not. Spring training will probably get delayed a week or two and just be shortened, and they'll still start the season on time. Who knows? Moving right into the NBA, though, Clay. Klay Thompson,
Buddy,
Splash Brother number 2.
I was not
made his
expecting
return.
him to just go up to the rim and dunk. I was not expecting that.
No, like
Buddy is completely healed.
yeah,
Love to see
the knee is fine, or whatever he got hurt was fine.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
posterized that dude.
Yeah. It was
Nuts in the face type
like
posterized.
third play of the game, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Crowd
Did you
wild. Huh.
I've been having this debate all day. I don't think I could talk about this.
Why? Spit it out.
So Draymond played 9 seconds, started the first 9 seconds of the game, and then got pulled out. And a lot of people saw that. I'm keeping this very light because I'm not supposed to be talking about what I'm talking about.
Okay.
A lot of people heard that he was just going to start. So, and then come right off the field, come right off the court and not play the rest of the game. So they all thought that what people had projected his stats to be, he wasn't going to get to those points.
Now, why did he do that?
I think it was just a coach's. I think it was what's his face decision. Kerr didn't want to play him that long. They're like just resting him. It was like a load management thing, but I think they wanted him on the court with Klay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. That is kind of
rough. A city in Nevada is in trouble right now. So
yeah.
Moving on.
1,000%.
College basketball. College basketball is kind of exciting this year, honestly. I haven't watched a ton. I was actually I got dragged out to a Duke game on Saturday. It was kind of dope.
You got dragged out, dude.
So here's the thing. If you went to Duke and you weren't an athlete all day at the games, day I'd be at basketball games. It is so tough to get into basketball games when you're it's easy to get in as an athlete. It's tough to get good seating as an athlete. So like if you've ever seen Cameron, we got the Cameron Crazies are on one side of the court, the bench is on the other side of the court, and then there's seating behind the bench. We stand just behind the seating on a little like size 4 shoe platform.
Right.
And that's where we're supposed to stay in the entirety of the game. So like it's tough. It's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I will never be like, oh, I hated going to a Duke basketball game because it's an experience. I've been to 2 free. Now. It is. I've been to 2.
Well, you need to go to more, especially because it's Coach K's last year.
Yeah. Which tough loss to Miami, but JJ Redick was in the crowd, so that was sick.
And he sucks at free throws, apparently.
Sucks at free throws. I love the best part was the announcement was like, all right, one of the best pure shooters in the NBA, JJ Redick, gonna make a free throw for $1,000 of charity.
Brick.
I was like, JJ, it's okay.
Nobody's hurting more than him. That stung. Even though you would think he might not care about it. He deep down was like,
because he's a solid 6-7 months off retirement. He probably really hasn't picked up a basketball that often in a while. He was like, bro, I'm still like that. And brick.
JJ.
Yeah. It's also chilling to watch Coach K enter the stadium.
Really?
Dude, the whole I'm talking.
I can't imagine, bro.
The Cameron Crazies are packed, right? Packed. Ass to ass, everybody, shoulder to shoulder. Everybody's in there. Yeah. And the entire crowd is bowing, rocking with the bow. As he walks onto the court. Dude, it's an experience. Sick. Maybe I'll sneak into a game.
I wouldn't mind going.
That'd
be sweet.
So yeah. Klay, 17 in his first game back, 14. Wait, what?
Dude, we moved on from Klay.
We did. We're done. We're done.
I love talking about Klay.
Back to so Baylor. Baylor got upset by Texas Tech. So there's no undefeated teams left. Speaking of undefeated teams that got upset, USC, the University of Southern California, was ranked the highest in the AP polls they've ever been since 1974. They got up to number 5 after a 13-0 start. Immediately lost to unranked Stanford by 6 points. Okay.
Figure it out.
Yeah. But we'll start covering men's basketball a little bit better too.
Yeah,
that's going to start. It's going to start working our way in.
Yeah.
March is coming up quickly, and we're definitely going to have a month of just. We got to find some kind of content with no more football.
Who's going to have the best bracket? Me or you? Definitely me, right?
Well, I got Duke winning it all, so proud. So me.
All right. Well, that'll be for another time.
So. I mean, if you don't have K winning his 6th to finish out the career, you're crazy.
We'll see.
The Georgia Bulldogs, 69 days, nice. Immediately after the Atlanta Braves take home the World Series, the Georgia Bulldogs are your national champions.
Georgia sports right now, dude. Going
33-18 victory. Let's walk through how we got here, because it was 9-6 going into the half, and then a minute 20 left in the third is when it started to turn into a dogfight.
Yeah.
Okay. Minute 20 left in the third. UGA scores a touchdown, 13-9. Alabama turns around, scores a
ball. By the way.
Oh my gosh, Stetson Bennett was on fire.
That ball was crazy.
So I mean, like the next one he threw too, the one to take the lead a little bit later, was crazy.
Yeah. Pretty good football.
Yeah. UGA touchdown, 13-9. Alabama field goal, 13-12. UGA fumbles. Alabama turns around, scores a touchdown, 18-13.
Did you think it was a fumble?
I'll be honest, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see it? It was one of those, it's on the fence, where is it an incomplete pass or is it a fumble?
Oh, wow.
It was like so close.
Thankfully, it really didn't affect the game.
I think it was a fumble.
You think it was?
Yeah, and I think they got it right. So
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. It was
so Alabama scores a touchdown off that fumble, up 5. They go for 2, don't get it. UGA scores a touchdown, goes for 2, doesn't get it. They're up 1. 19-18. Alabama has to punt. That drive did not go well. Then UGA gets a touchdown on the next drive, 26-18. So Bama gets the ball back, 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the game. They need a touchdown and a two-point conversion. They're down 8. 3rd and 10. They've worked their way all the way up to the UGA 44. They're 44 yards away from a chance. Bryce Young steps back in the pocket. A little pressure. Moves around. Fires downfield.
Yeah, bad ball.
Picked off. To the casa.
To the crib.
At like a 70-yard return.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Somewhere around there. Minimum 70 yards return.
Mm-hmm.
Nail in the coffin. Go ahead. Just hammer it. Done. You're done. 33-18. Bad news coming out, though. Wide receiver Jamison Williams. Number 1 wide receiver in the league. Number 1 wide receiver prospect of the 2022 draft. Number 6 overall. Torn ACL.
Now what year is he?
So he is draft eligible this year. So I think he's a junior right now.
Okay.
So he has until Monday to declare for the draft. And there's a lot of people saying that he might just slide to like the late end of the first round.
I was just about to ask you, do you think it'll drastically hurt his draft order?
I mean, definitely hurt in comparison to what he would have done, because he probably would have been a top 10 pick, maybe slide a little bit outside the top 10 just because those teams maybe don't need a receiver.
How long are ACL recoveries? Like 6 to 8 months or something?
9 months. Usually 9 months is a sweet spot. 9 months, maybe a year, stuff like that. Doctors are saying that
it'll hurt.
Doctors are saying based off of the tear, based on the MRI, that he will be back to running a 4.2. Like he'll be back to that speed, and he'll get back to fully recovered health.
Okay. Well, that's
inside a year. So the thing that people are wondering is, do somebody take him in the end of the first round? Does somebody take him in the beginning of the second? Do teams take a chance on this kid?
1,000%.
Does he take a chance on himself and put himself in the draft, or does he come back to Alabama next year?
I mean, that's always the question. If it's me, I'm just going to declare.
I think your best bet is to declare.
Yeah.
because he's so good and has such good game tape that he could walk onto a practice squad when he's fully healthy
all day.
Like it's going to turn into a weird journey, but I think somebody drafts him, even if it's in the 4th round.
I don't think he even goes that far, dude.
I don't think so either. He's so good.
Yeah.
I shout out Alex Mooney because he said maybe slides to the Detroit Lions and their 2nd first-round pick.
Mike, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started, man. I always get disappointed. That would be sweet, though. I would love that. I would love that. We need receivers. We don't have any.
Yeah. The other news coming out, 7 Alabama players enter the portal, 2 UGA and players enter the portal. All, I don't want to say nobodies because that's a very, like, I would hate if somebody was like, oh, Mike Foltz, not a Duke anymore. Nobody. Like, I would hate to, I'm not going to call them nobodies. They're just not big names at the school. None of them are big names. So they'll go both, all 9 of them will end up in the SEC or the ACC, and they'll play on big teams and they'll play better roles. That's what happens when you go to Bama or you go to UGA and you don't play.
That's exactly right. I didn't know that 7 players from Bama.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're going to move on. And next time you see us, we will be talking to Steiny and Nolan. All right, guys. It is our pleasure to welcome on 2 former guests of the show, 2 recurring guys. Our pick'em guy, Matt Stinebiser, well-known Steelers fan. And then according to Zoom, we have Mason Foltz, but actually it's Nolan. Also big-time Steelers fan. We talked with both of these guys about the Steelers early on in the year. Did you guys have hope when we talked? I feel like the hope was fleeting when we talked.
I feel like I still had some hope. I was picking them pretty much every week, whether they were playing or not.
You were.
I was all about them making the playoffs this year. I thought it'd be a little easier than that, but I had a lot of hope.
Yeah, I had a lot of hope also. You just got to think about Tomlin, dude. He just doesn't have losing seasons, dude. And that always just puts you in the playoff contention at some point.
God.
Like,
I have a question for Steiny, dude. You were in Pittsburgh.
I was at Ben's last game. Yeah,
for Ben's last game. How was that, dude? That's electrifying.
Unbelievable. It felt like a playoff game.
Yeah,
Steve packed, a lot of energy, a lot of buzz. It's a Cleveland game too, so it's a rivalry game. It was unbelievable. I've never seen so many grown men cry in my life for another grown man.
That's sweet. Did you cry?
Yeah, it was cool. Oh, I cried a ton. So as soon as the game ended, I'm thinking, all right, let's see how many people stay. I don't think anybody left their seat for 30 minutes.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. It was
my favorite part of the whole thing was he just kept his helmet on through all the post-game interviews.
Right.
Yeah, that was so weird.
He refused to take it off. He was literally talking and his chin strap is in his mouth.
Makes sense. Like, I would do the same thing. I don't want to take that.
Almost like he was like afraid of the moment, like he was hiding from it.
But
it was pretty cool. Being there was awesome. I would have spent whatever I had to be there for that last game. It was pretty cool.
Pretty good seats too.
Not bad. The nosebleeds, but not too bad.
Oh, were they nosebleeds? Didn't look
not a lot of bad spots out there.
There's not. I had hopes for these guys, boys. I told you guys I thought they were a playoff team, and I knew they were limited, but mostly I thought Baltimore, Cleveland, and Cincinnati were all 3 overrated. Now Cincinnati, they could win the AFC in my opinion now, but I think Baltimore and Cleveland both kind of proved to be a little overrated. I think they both finished at 8 and 9. Yeah, those were a couple, the 4 wins for the Steelers. Those 2 teams combined. I don't think anybody gave them any credit for that. So I thought that might help them sneak in, and it did.
Yeah.
That Titans win was really, I think, the momentum changer when we went into Tennessee and played Steeler football, literally.
Absolutely.
So Nolan, what were your thoughts on the Week 17 game with Ben winning in his final home game? What we assume is his final home game.
I didn't get as lucky as Steiny over here. I was on my couch at home, just watching the game. I'm just overflow with emotion. It didn't seem real. Like, you got to think, that's been my quarterback. That's my guy. I've defended him through all the stuff he's went through this year. And it was a lot of stuff he went through this year. But it was just so surreal just to see it end on that note, like how the Browns just absolutely killed us last year in that playoff game. Like, they just came into Pittsburgh and just said, hey, we're here and we're the future. And then it was just, I think that was like poetry, how Ben's career ended right there.
It really was.
Season.
Could not
like
have ended
he
better.
he got back at him.
Yeah.
Like
now
it was awesome.
That's the only quarterback either of you guys know, really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can remember.
I mean, he was what, 03?
04. Yeah. I can't remember a time where he wasn't the guy. He's been the quarterback for my entire life. People were like laughing at me. They're like, "You're making such a big deal of this." I'm like, dude. Well, how many other fans and other teams can say like that's been the quarterback for my entire life? I'm 21 years old, I'm a senior in college, and he's been the guy. And in every single season, every single game, when you have him, you get a chance to win. They've never gone into a game they didn't have a chance to win with Ben on their team.
Yeah,
that is facts.
I can't relate. I've had 15 quarterbacks, so
yeah.
I mean, Carson had a decent amount until Stafford, and now it's in that direction again.
I shed a tear.
Yeah, I bet.
When Stafford got traded, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, no. But obviously not as meaningful as Big Ben.
Yeah,
sure.
Still waiting to see that Stafford jersey, the LA Stafford jersey, man.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh yeah. I'm a huge fan of the playoff machine on ESPN. We pick the games and it gives you the playoff scenarios. I pound that thing for like the last month of the season every year. Like every formula, every situation, every possibility. So I've been pounding the playoff machine for like 3 weeks, like trying to find a way to get them in. And I kept telling everybody they're going to get in. They're going to find a way. I didn't think it was going to happen the way it did.
Right.
I told so many people they were going to sneak in. The first thing going through my mind on Sunday was like, I'm going to tell all these motherfuckers they were wrong.
Exactly.
So actually, walk us through that first set of games. Like, were you? I know Steiny, you had talked to me about it, but like, were you guys watching both games at the same time, or was it just the Steelers and kind of checking the Jags score, or was it?
We had the Steelers on the big screen and the Colts on the computer, and I was with my boy Deluxe, big Colts fan. So every time the Jags would score, everyone else is fired up. Damon just had to watch his season just crumble.
That's awesome.
Man. I know. And you know what's funny is I kind of told everybody, like, I thought Jacksonville was going to win that game. I was all over that one. For some reason, I just felt like Trevor Lawrence hasn't played like Trevor Lawrence could all season long. They haven't had anything to play for all year long. Finally, you have a chance to beat a division opponent and keep them out of the playoffs. It's the last game of the year, probably the most motivated they've been for a game since week 3 or week 4 before they fired Urban Meyer. And then when I heard the Colts, Foltz told me this in the bathroom, taking a dump in the locker room. And Foltz goes, they haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014.
Come on, man. You could have just said, hey, yeah, Foltz mentioned it in the locker room.
I don't remember where we were.
Gotta keep it real. Keep it real.
That's what I was like, I think they're going to beat the Colts. But I was more worried about the Steelers. And rightfully so, man. They look bad. That was an ugly football game. Ugly football.
Oh, yeah.
They always play the Ravens well, but I sweat that one out bad.
I was actually the opposite way. I was watching the Jags Colts game mainly. I was just like at the Steelers game. I was just like, okay, I know what this game's gonna take. It's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be in the trenches one, and it's probably gonna be a very, very low scoring game. And I'm like, well, I'm probably more entertaining game is going to be the Jaguars game, and I'll worry about the Steelers game later because Ben always finds a way versus Baltimore. Just somehow pulls it out at their place.
It was so nice that Jags game was kind of over it, like early in the third quarter too. If they were both close at the end, I don't think I could have taken that. I think I would have.
No.
So yeah, I mean, we were talking about what was the feeling as the Jags pulled ahead. So like you guys said, like it was kind of over by end of the third quarter. You guys kind of were set, like, okay, all we got to do is win and then just wait for that Sunday night game. Like, what was the feeling as you saw the Jags just pop off?
Is this really
happening? It looked like Colts were going to lose.
Is this about to happen?
Dude, I felt like we've seen the Steelers do that 3 or 4 times the last 5 years where they go into the season, late game in the year, week 16, week 17, they play some shitty team like the Raiders or the Jets. All you got to do is win and you're in, or win and you clinch.
Yeah.
And they find a way to blow it. They have one of those games where nothing goes right. So watching that game, I was confident early. I'm like, this just looks like one of those games where a team needs to clinch and they just don't show up. Nothing goes right. They can't get any momentum. There are no rhythm. I kind of felt good like early. After that first drive, they get a couple takeaways. I think they got up 14-3. I was good. I almost wrote the Colts off too early. After that Steeler game, I never even dreamed they would tie. The tie never even entered my mind. Yeah, I was full on celebrating like they were in the playoffs. And I remember thinking, like, if they tie, I won't even be mad. It'll just be so hilarious and so astronomical. I won't be upset. It is what it is. Like, it would be hilarious. Did not feel that way with 2 seconds left in the fourth and then the overtime period.
Like watching that. You got it.
No, go ahead.
I was like watching that Jags game, like towards the end, just like tick off. I'm like, okay, now Ben, go do your business. Like I was just like watching that game, like, okay, Ben, go do your thing. And those throws that I saw from Ben at that end of that game, that looked like me as a 12-year-old watching my favorite quarterback ever throwing dots to come down the field and say, hey, I'm still here and I can still play football.
It was almost like somebody told him to score. Like he seemed to turn it on as soon as the Jags game ended.
Unbelievable.
Those last 2 drives. So what I was actually going to say next,
talking about the house.
Walk us through that fourth quarter.
At the time, they had to know the score of the Jags.
Probably, man. They got so much communication between stadiums and stuff.
Yeah, someone's probably tapping Tomlin on the shoulder and be like,
I think there was something that came out where like when they got in the locker room at halftime, all the players like looked at in the Steelers locker room was like, is this really about to happen? Like they had that moment, like, okay, now let's go do it now. But we got to keep the task in mind and we got to go finish the job here.
Yeah.
So
what was the feeling kind of during that fourth quarter? You know, obviously you guys had hope and expected Steelers to pull it off, but it got tight down the stretch there.
Oh yeah.
I was less confident than you were, man. I thought they'd win the game going into it. I thought it would be tight. I know they always play Baltimore well. Midway through the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, when they were going in to score right before Huntley threw the pick in the end zone, I thought they were dead. I really did. I thought they were dead, and I keep thinking, this is your worst fear. The Jags pull off the miracle, and you can't go beat Ty Huntley and the Ravens. I was panicked. I didn't want to say I gave up on them, but I thought they were screwed. And they're gonna do this in the most Steeler fashion ever.
Well, if you like, when I was watching the game, it was like there was a bunch of different plays that had like big impact for the Steelers offense, and we would just like run it once in one drive and then just shy away from it. And then I think what we saw in that fourth quarter was like, okay, we're going to play to our strengths, what we've been doing the whole time. We haven't been getting Najee up the field as much. So now let's start spreading it out a little bit more. And then when we see our chance with Najee, then we can run it up the middle, and then that will open up the pass game more, which it eventually worked out for us. And like I said, like when Boswell went up for that last second field goal, there wasn't a doubt in my mind. Was not one single doubt in my mind that he was going to try. The Boz, man.
The Boz.
So what did you guys think at the end of regulation? They punted with like 30 seconds left.
Oh, yeah.
I was pissed. I wanted them to go for it.
Which game are we talking about?
The Steelers-Ravens. Steelers get the ball back at 13-13 with like a minute and a half left. They drive, 20, 30 yards, and they got a 4th and 1 at like the 50, and they ended up punting. I thought they should have gone for it.
It was
I remember hearing
been like a 50. Would have been like a 58 or like 58 to 62 yard field goal for Tucker from that point.
Yeah.
And like Tomlin, though, he's a big defensive guy. Like he's just going to be like, okay, let's play statistics. Now let's let the defense go work. So yeah, I was confident in our defense.
Paid off.
You should. Filthy defense.
Unreal.
So you can't trust Justin Tucker from 64, can you, Carson?
66.
You guys had to do it to him.
66. It's funny to me at this point.
It's a good thing they won on Sunday and cost themselves the number 1 overall pick, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was actually really happy we won that game, by the way.
Didn't care about the pick? Was it irrelevant?
Yeah, irrelevant. Because
it's always irrelevant to be able to beat Rodgers, man. Even if it wasn't totally Rodgers, it's just something about beating the Packers.
Yeah,
I speak as a Bears fan.
Yeah. You guys don't do it much, but something about
winning a football game. I don't see a lot of wins. So when I see a win, I like to cherish it and celebrate.
So Steelers pull off what seems like it's the impossible, and then turn around and the Jags obviously pull off the impossible. What are the feelings? You guys got to sit through these 4:00 games now, the 4:00, and then wait till 8:30. What are the feelings heading into the Steelers, the Raiders, Chargers?
I'll be honest with you. I turned off football for 4:00 games. I turned off football. I was happy. I was on cloud 9, just sitting there. And honestly, I didn't start watching the Chargers game like fully. Like I watched like the first couple drives, and then I stopped watching it until I heard the score. And that's when my heart just dropped, and I'm like, oh, this is really a possibility now. Like, I don't know if y'all saw what ESPN posted with Mike Tomlin, where his eyes got really big, and what all Steelers fans are thinking right now. That was literally perfect for that.
Yeah, dude, I didn't watch much of the 4 o'clock games either, because I had like been through a spiritual experience the last hour of that Steelers, like making noises, half throwing up, running around my house, just like an hour-long gut check. So I turned football off, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this entire night game, of course. And I've got RJ and Jack and all the guys in the house, and they would not shut up about the tie. They're like, they're going to tie. They're going to tie. They're going to tie. They're going to take a kneel.
Everyone.
They're going to kneel down. They're going to tie. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about this tie. Like, I'm going to watch every minute of this game. It's not going to be the tie. I thought the Raiders would win. And, like, slowly as the game went on, we, like, lost guys. Like, this guy went to bed. This guy went to do work. And pretty soon it's just me and RJ watching. And when they got into 15, that's when I officially got nervous. I'm like, I don't like this number. I don't like this number. There are 2 touchdowns at an easy 2-point conversion. Like at 15, I was like seeing the future, and I was panicking. I went from this can never happen to it's just going to happen.
Yeah, so that kind of moves me into what was next, unless you got something, Carson.
Oh, go ahead.
Just talk about that fourth quarter, and obviously Herbert just throwing that dot with 2 seconds left. Like where are the feelings at?
That really reminded me of
like, does it just crush everything?
It reminded me of the Lions when they got their first dub. It looked like that exact same play, like stopping in the end zone right there. And as soon as I saw it, I was just like, oh my! I just said, okay, let's play overtime, boys. Come on, somebody score.
A part of a weird little part of me was almost rooting for the tie too. Because it was like so, like it was so exciting, right? Like I think every fan of football was rooting for the tie except for Steelers fans. And even part of me was like, "Yo, like this would be sick if this went to overtime. Like if this got really close, it might even feel better. Like this would be a very, very like the football guy in me moment. Like took over my Steelers fan and was like, yo, like overtime would be pretty sick.
It was like a runner. It was like a runner's high. That last like minute of the run, right before you hit the runner's high, was overtime for you guys.
Yes, exactly.
Just all the pressure, all the sweat, and then all of a sudden it didn't happen, and you're like, oh, this is good right here. This feeling right here is amazing.
Yeah,
it was weird because like I love both you guys, and I was like trying my best to sit there and be like this like. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to win. And then it started to get real close. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of here for the tie.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Chargers coach. I like his timeout calls. He's amazing. I think he should have a job anywhere he wants.
Did you guys see earlier, that it was? Yeah, later, I guess. Yeah, later. I don't know.
Who knows?
Later in this episode. So yeah, the Chargers. Actually, like it was Renfro went in motion from the left. He started to go in motion to the right, and the slot and the guy covering him in the slot motioned with him. And then Renfro broke it down and went back to his spot, but the guy covering him kept going. So they were out of position. And that's why the timeout got called, was because Renfro had nobody on him. And we heard they were playing for the tie. But at the same time, Derek Carr isn't like, you're not just going to be like, screw it, let's win. Like Renfro's wide open. Just turn, look at him, and go, there you go, and then just throw a dot because he's gonna be wide open.
Yeah, you had to call a timeout on Monday, and I didn't see it at first. I thought they were just trying to get your run defense in there, maybe make a substitution late. When they started handing the ball up in the middle, I'm a full panic mode, right? Like every Twitter meme or every tweet you saw of a fan like that was exactly what I was doing. Just absolute panic mode. I got Schefter's tweeting, and I got every freaking account I'm following is tweeting about
Schefter's was the worst. Schefter's was the worst. I have Schefter notifications on for fantasy, and it was hell. Like he's sitting there like they're running out the clock. I'm like,
the worst part was
you
like,
gotta
I felt
calm
like
down.
every single person on earth was watching me and watching every Steelers fan watch that game. Like we were like the center of attention. Every guy in my house was looking at me, laughing at me.
I got buddies texting me from literally I haven't talked to since middle school. Like,
that's how it be. I swear to God. Every time the Lions win, I get those texts. I'm like, dude, who are you? Leave me alone. Let me enjoy my win.
I think it was the most exciting day of football I can remember ever.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I did not have a dog in the fight. I watched my team get beat 31-17 by Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, and it was still one of the greatest days of football I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
Honestly.
But now, should we move on to what they got to face now in the playoffs?
I just want to talk about one more thing. Daniel Carson, I love you. Love you so much.
Seriously.
And Steelers fans actually donated a lot of money to like a Carlson's funded charity after that field goal.
That's awesome. That's
so
actually
I'm
awesome. That's awesome.
Like,
that's funny.
I think Steelers fans were ready to take over his contract if they needed to.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Do you get him in the offseason instead of Boz?
I mean, can he punt? We need a punter right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Our rookie punter's not really doing too good.
Didn't you guys take Marquette King for a year?
I don't think so.
Nah.
No.
You guys had Vic. I was thinking of the 7.
Yeah.
I was thinking it. Yeah. So yeah, like Carson said, what's ahead? What do you guys got? Are you pulling off the impossible again?
They're not in the same class as Kansas City. They are. This is varsity versus JV. But I have to say, you get a franchise that's not the underdog very often. Team that always has high expectations, high standards. How often do the Pittsburgh Steelers get to go into a playoff game where they're getting no respect, no chance, nobody's paying any attention to them, and they've got nothing to lose? I think just like the Jags going into a game like that where you've got nothing to lose, nothing to lose, no one paying any attention to you, the storyline's on the other side. I'm not saying they're going to win the game. I don't think they're going to win the game. But I don't mind going into this situation with absolutely nothing to lose. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's a good point.
I mean, Tyreek's been limping. If you've seen that, he hasn't been full. And Kelsey really hasn't been Travis Kelce.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And I don't know if you guys saw Ben's interview today, but he was basically saying dude, we're 14-point underdogs or something, and we are we're not in the same class, basically what we're saying. We have no shot. But we're just going to go out there and have fun. Where there's 14 teams in the playoff, and we're probably number 14. That's exactly what he said. But
is TJ healthy? I saw him limp off with a groin earlier in the game, but
that dude's never healthy, man. That guy's playing 8.
Healthy enough.
He's gonna play.
Is he gonna play 100% of the snaps?
He should. I think he should. I think Najee is probably a bigger question mark because Najee got banged up pretty bad in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when Najee came into that Ravens game, I think that really showed the heart of the younger guys we have too. Because Najee got banged up and he was out for probably a whole half almost. Yeah. And then he came back out and just fought through it.
So I like that guy a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you're the younger core guys you guys got is actually gonna be really good if Claypool can get a good head on his shoulders soon. So we'll finish it off. If you guys beat Kansas City in a magical fantasy world, how far do you guys get from there? Is it just immediately this just can't go any further?
Let me go first. If they beat Kansas City, I think they win the Super Bowl. I think it's destiny for Ben at that point.
Steiny did not like that you said that out loud.
I don't think he did either, but I just think if they beat Kansas City, it's destiny. It's gonna happen.
I can see it. Steiny loves what you just said, but he hates that you said it out loud.
Is Big Ben right now worse than Peyton Manning in 2015 when he won the Super Bowl?
Is he worse? Yes.
I don't know. I don't think he is really.
I don't know.
Dude, Peyton's
last season right there sucked.
Dude, he couldn't throw a spiral, but he's throwing dimes.
He couldn't throw the ball
garbage. The defense was great. Peyton handed the ball off, made a throw here and there. Couldn't make any big plays, but made the right decisions. Didn't turn the ball over. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not even going to let you sit here and talk me into thinking they're going to win the Super Bowl.
But hey, Stoney, though, we did beat the number one team in the AFC.
Boys, you're getting me on.
We did beat the number one team in the AFC at their place while
Didn't you
they
just
were
beat
still
the Chiefs?
fighting.
Or did you guys lose
lose
by a close game?
You guys are getting me.
You guys do against Chiefs?
He's talking about the Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, I know you guys beat the Titans, but didn't you guys play the Chiefs too?
Yeah,
no,
we played. I don't remember what the score was. Well, it's not important. They get a chance. They got nothing to lose.
I forgot about that game.
I'm gonna Google it now.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with a team with nothing to lose.
Let's just say Ben should have came out after half of that game, Mike.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
But I mean, just looking at this team though, it's just so weird. Like when we play our top football, we can compete with the best teams in the NFL. But that's like what we've seen at 3 games this year, maybe. But
they're gonna need everything to go right. They're gonna need a defensive score. A crazy review goes their way. Ben's gonna need to make every big throw. Like they gotta play the perfect game. I'm not gonna say they can't do it. They gotta play the perfect game.
I mean, I hate to bring up old stuff in order to make this point, which I hope it clears it up by the time I'm done. Last year, what was the lock of the playoffs? It was you guys beating the Browns.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most clear lock in the books.
Yeah.
There's no way that Cleveland's going to walk into Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh.
No.
And it was immediately just what is happening. So
yeah. I love the fact that they got smoked by Kansas City. I love the fact that they're a 14-point underdog. I love the fact that everybody's talking to it. Someone today said, "Oh,
are you serious?
It's better than a bye."
Yeah, we're literally we're a 14-point underdog going into
the said it's better than a bye.
Yeah, somebody, I think it was on Fox, was like,
better than a
bye. The real heroes.
That's so bad.
Better than a bye. It's like a practice game. I love it. It's perfect. If they get blown out, Ben rides off in the playoffs, waving all those teams at home, the Ravens and the Browns at Arrowhead against a really good team, or they find a way to win the whole damn thing. Can't go wrong. Awesome. You can't go wrong with whatever happens on Sunday. I'm excited to sit down, watch them. If it's the final ride, it's the final ride. You guys, I know you guys want to get to do this a lot. When your team's in the playoffs, that's the best we can.
Hey,
no matter how.
I wouldn't know.
That was true.
Hey, but
I bring you on my podcast. I'm nice to you. I give you a bunch of compliments, and you just gotta stab me. You're just twisting the knife right there.
All right, man, I
was in the playoffs last year, 2 years ago.
That's true. You guys you've made it more in the last 5 years than we have.
Yeah.
Hey, they should have won that game too. If you don't remember, who was it? Wims.
On the Bears.
Yeah.
We should have won 2 years. We should have won 3 years ago. We should have won 3 years ago. We should have
won Wims against the Saints where he just dropped a wide open touchdown.
We should have won 3 years ago. I want to show Cody Parkey how to kick a ball 43 yards when I kick his balls 43 yards.
Actually, the Bears have been playing a lot the last few years.
No, that was not a pause. I'm gonna.
No, but if we do win this week, I suggest I would be expecting another podcast, an invitation.
Yeah, probably. we're riding this content train as far as it goes.
We need it all.
All right, boys. It was an absolute pleasure having you guys on.
For sure.
Always excited. Always good to have you guys on, whether it's individual. You guys meeting for the first time.
Yeah,
we didn't even introduce you before we record. We just threw you guys into it.
Yeah.
Love talking Steelers football. I don't care who it's with. It's good stuff.
Steelers football, baby.
I'm sure they get along.
I mean, it's rare to find another Steeler fan, so.
Exactly. There's not a lot of them out there. We'll see you next Wednesday night, folks. Next Wednesday night.
Oh, okay. He's locking it in. All right.
Locking it in.
All right. Awesome interview with Stein and Nolan. Awesome to get their thoughts. Awesome to get their perspective.
Nolan's a goofball. He really is.
I mean, it's just such a weird combo. You got Nolan, who's just the weird super fan, and Stein who just knows what he's talking about.
Facts. Yep. No, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. So let's move into the playoff picture. It's been fully set. We're not going to talk about the entire NFL slate. We're just going to talk about the teams that made the playoffs, kind of the teams that got knocked out. Just the games that mattered this week.
Yeah.
So Titans. So let's start with the AFC. Titans lock up the 1 seed, right? Close win over the Texans, 28-25. Texans tried to make a little push there at the end.
Yeah.
It's never had a doubt.
That's a divisional game, right?
It is. Yeah.
So,
AFC South.
Yeah.
So yeah, Titans are locked in at 1. Awesome for the Titans.
Did not see that coming.
Chiefs fall to the 2 after they lost last week to the Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals. But they get a solid win over the Broncos. As solid as a win over the Broncos can be.
Chiefs are still the Chiefs, man.
They are. Agreed.
They might as well be the 1 seed, to be honest.
Derrick Henry coming back. Don't agree with you.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills lock in the division last week. Take the 3 seed this week with a win over the Jets. Bengals are in the 4. Lost to the Browns. No Burrow, no Mixon. Jamar played like the first quarter.
Yeah. Who cares?
Who cares? Raiders, we just talked about them. The Pats lost to Miami. Just a weird spot heading into the playoffs. Because they actually did play. Like they played that game.
Oh yeah. For better
and they got beat.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird situation for the Pats. It's like they're like if their defense comes out, they're gross.
Yeah.
If their offense plays mediocre, they're gross. But if they don't do both of those things, they're a first round exit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it next episode. But
yeah, next episode we got the playoff picture coming up.
I like where the Pats are at. I like where the Pats are at.
Steelers, talked about them.
Yeah.
They head to Kansas City. Big moment of silence real quick for the Colts and the Wentz era. He sucks in big moments.
He's really bad.
Really bad. $30 million, by the way.
I would not want him on my football team.
Second best running back in the league.
Yep.
Great defense.
Yep.
Can't get the job done because your quarterback sucks.
Yes.
A moment of silence for the Chargers.
Jags.
Yeah, they lost to the Jags. I mean, come on, dude.
Figure it.
They have not won. They have not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
That is crazy.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. 6 straight years they've lost to Jacksonville in Jacksonville. You just can't split with Jacksonville 6 straight years.
Dude. And they've been bad. Well, they went to the AFC Championship year like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Something like that. But other than that, Jags have been really bad.
Yeah. Let's also extend this moment of silence to the Chargers.
Yes.
So here's what happened. I don't know if you saw this TikTok, but I did, and it makes total sense. And it sucks for the Chargers because it was like you had to call a timeout, but it screwed you so hard.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it.
So Hunter Renfro's on the left side of the line.
Yeah.
Right? Lined up in the slot. A linebacker or a safety comes down to cover him. Renfro comes across, gets about to the tight end over here, stops, goes back.
Yeah.
The linebacker or safety who's covering him drifts and then just keeps drifting. So turns around and doesn't see Hunter Renfro standing in the slot over here anymore. He's back over there.
And he
looks around like, who's going to cover him? Somebody cover him. And he turns to the sideline and like throws his hands up. They call the timeout because they're out of position.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's 100% sure that the Raiders are going to run it out. It definitely looked like it. It definitely looked like they were just going to run it out, let the game end, call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But with like, you just opened them up an opportunity to be like, you know what? For Derek Carr to look at Hunter Renfro and go, and then snap it and win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to call that timeout. But by calling timeout, the Raiders were like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs is going to get these 5 yards real quick. Then we're going to win. So have a good night.
Yeah. If the Chargers were in the playoffs, I actually probably would have had them. That's my.
I would have had them definitely at least winning their first game.
Because they would have played the Chiefs. No.
No.
No, they would play the Bills.
Yeah. Yeah, they would play the Bills.
Yeah.
Because the Pats would have moved back up to the 5. And then it would have been Raiders, Chargers. And I think the Chargers won the first matchup against the Raiders. So the Chargers would have been the first. Would have been the 6.
Yeah, I would.
Moving on to the NFC.
Have them going.
Yeah. And now we get Big Ben instead of Justin Herbert, which is everybody's complaint. So the NFC, Packers are the 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead and enjoy your moment. Have your moment.
So they started Rodgers. I knew exactly I called it before the game. He's going to go in, throw 2 touchdowns, and come to the bench just to, pad his stats, solidify his MVP. But dude, it was a good game. And what's his face? That quarterback. What's that dude's name? Green Bay quarterback. Forgot his name already.
Bum.
Yeah. No.
No. Jordan Love. Sorry, Jordan Love. Same. I get him confused.
Yes. Jordan Love. I keep thinking Matt Flynn from back in the day when he was the Green Bay backup. Anyway,
it's not
Jordan Love is bad, and I think he threw 2 picks, and we got a good win. We got a really good win. We did 2 Philly specials, and they were both for touchdowns.
That's sick.
It was sweet. It was like more complex than a Philly special too. It was like, I think 4 or 5 different people touched the football in one play. It was pretty sick. But yeah, but the Jags also won, so we didn't move anywhere in the draft order. So good win.
That's good.
Fun game.
Well, you guys weren't going to move anyway, right? Like you won, so you weren't moving. The Texans.
Yeah.
They couldn't jump you because they already had 4 wins.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, weren't going anywhere anyway.
So the one thing I wanted to say is, 1, how excited are we for Aaron Rodgers to get the hell out of Green Bay?
Oh my God.
Stop terrorizing us. It's our division. It's our division.
To the AFC. Get them out of here.
It's our division. The Vikings are on thin ice. The Vikings are like about to start this 5-year rebuild that's just going to crumble their whole team. I love every second of it.
Love it.
The Bears are about to get a new head coach with a second-year Justin Fields, which could be electric.
And then
it tastes weird coming out of my mouth, but I like the Lions.
Yes.
I like them. I don't like Jared Goff, but I love the team, man. I love it. Swift, Jamal, great running back room.
Yeah.
Ahmad St. Brown, Quintez Cephas coming back. Reynolds is great. Get another receiver in the draft. Get an O-lineman in the draft. There's potential for MCDC down there.
Oh, big time.
And we're about to run this division.
Dude,
it's gonna be us.
I can't believe it's my time. I have been at the bottom of the division my whole life.
We're gonna be the Rams and Cardinals next year, or 2 years from now. 2 years from now.
Here's
the Rams
the
and Cardinals.
Issue.
We're both gonna be elite, and we're both gonna be like right there at the 1 and 2 of the division. Whoever takes it's gonna be like a 3 seed. The other team's gonna be a 5 seed.
I still think the Packers can be good.
I think Jordan Love sucks.
I think he sucks too.
I think their defense is shaky, which I have down as a reason. I don't know if they do well. Maybe they get to the Super Bowl this year because Rodgers is just like that. But like I said, lost to the Lions, feels good for the Lions fans, but doesn't matter. And it's like the defense is still shaky.
It is. No, it is. But you still got
the defensive starters didn't come out till like the 4th quarter. The defense first team for the Packers stayed in there pretty long.
They did. You
guys still put up 37.
We did. It was a good game, but I think the Packers can still be good without Rodgers.
I agree.
But
it scares me. I don't think they'll be good for at least. We'll get at least like 3 years of freedom.
13-4. No.
I think Matt LaFleur gets fired inside 3 years if Rodgers leaves.
I could see it.
Because I think the team crumbles just a little bit, just enough. Because I think Devontae follows him.
Let's hope.
After his contract's up.
Jeez, let's hope. I heard he's going to get tagged. Devontae Adams is going to get franchise tagged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Easiest way to make a player hold out.
Yeah.
Let his quarterback walk and then franchise tag him. You want to see what a Devontae Adams off year looks like? I feel bad for anybody who drafts him in fantasy next year.
Oh, it won't be me.
No, I'm staying far away from him because I know he's going to hold out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't need to go out there and have a stellar season for another team to pick him up next year after he holds out.
Dude, he deserves all the money.
Yeah, all the money in the world. Like, this is not a Le'Veon Bell or AB situation.
No, this is not much different.
The Bucks, solid win over Carolina, secure the 2 seed with a Rams loss. Cowboys, I said great win over Philly. No Jalen Hurts. So it's like, in terms of them giving up 26 points, it's like, but they scored 51.
They did.
Like, that offense is firing on all cylinders.
Dak is elite.
Dak is elite. Tony Pollard's a better running back than Zeke. What?
I am not disagreeing with you by any means. I think he is, just based on how many times I've seen both of them run. I think Pollard runs with more.
More authority.
More authority. That's the word. Yep. 1,000%.
Rams, tough divisional loss to San Fran. Gives San Fran a ton of momentum, which I'm going to mention in a second. But they drop all the way to the 4 seed from the 2. I mean, it's just a close divisional game. It's tough. The worst part about it is you got to turn around and play another divisional game against the Cardinals. Speaking of the Cardinals, in the 5 seed, a tough loss to Seattle. They just those last like 5 games, man, they've looked rough down the stretch. They had a really good game against Dallas, but just really rough down the stretch. Couldn't clinch their playoff spot earlier on. If they had just won 1 or 2 more games, they're staring the 4 seed in the eyes instead of the 5. They're staring home field advantage week 1. It's tough.
But then again, Seattle with a healthy Russell Wilson is still dangerous, no matter how bad that team is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because ever since he came back, I think they've won.
They've been competitive in every single game too.
Yeah.
Since he's been back. So, I mean, tough. It's a tough loss.
It's tough.
It's weird. I mean, they locked in the 5 a while ago, so that game at the same time didn't matter.
Facts.
49ers, like I said, great win over the Rams. Just a huge divisional win, great amount of momentum. They got a dangerous Cowboys team ahead, for sure. Really tough first game of the playoffs.
That is the most exciting game, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh man, the 3 and the 6 and the 4 and the 5 are going to be great games. Speaking of the 7 and 2, though, the Eagles, I just wrote yikes. Good luck with the Bucks. They didn't have Hurts, so it's like you can't really judge them too much. Like they scored 26 points with Minshew Mania back there, and there were a lot of plays where Hurts is probably scoring touchdowns.
Or just extending drives.
I just felt like it shouldn't have been as bad as it was, even with Minshew. But to be fair, the Dallas Cowboys are really playing really good football, and the Bucks, man, there's a game plan to shut them out. There's a game plan to shut them down for a game. There's no AB, no Fournette. Is Fournette back? No, Fournette isn't back till week 2 of the playoffs. Or no, he's done.
He's done.
Is he done?
I think he's done. I think it's Ronald Jones is the one that might come back.
I thought Fournette went on the IR, not kick the boat.
I thought he tore his ACL, dude. No?
I don't know. No, that was Godwin tore his ACL.
Godwin. Okay.
So Mike Evans is back. No AB. Gronk is an animal. So like they have weapons, but they're missing weapons. Fournette returns to practice.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, they have Fournette back. Never mind. Philly doesn't have a chance.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think they ever did.
No, not really.
Brady. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. Hopefully I would love to see the Eagles like score the first touchdown though.
Yeah.
Just get up 7-0 and then Brady put his head down and it just 55-7.
If I were Sirianni, I'd be, on the phone with Sean Peyton being like, dude, how do I beat this guy?
What'd you do? Sean Payton's going to tell him, I don't know. We have one game plan for the regular season. And then he shits on that game plan in the playoffs. We're 4-0 against him in the regular season. We are 0-1 with an abysmal loss in the playoffs. Yeah. So playoff picture set though.
It is set. It's going to be very fun. exciting.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to coaching changes. Let's talk about the coaches that didn't get fired out of the non-playoff teams. Okay. Let's start with Pete Carroll. He's on the hot seat for sure.
I disagree.
Really? I think that people are still talking about like the fact that even with Russ getting hurt this year, like they didn't do much with Russ at the beginning. Like at the beginning of the year, they were okay. And then Russ came back. They still lost a couple they lost games they should have won, even with Russ back.
That's fair, but dude, Pete Carroll he's one of those coaches, man. He's like Mike Tomlin. Like, dude, the Steelers.
True. You just can't get. It's just like you're never gonna get rid of him.
You don't fire him, right?
No, yeah. I don't think he gets fired. I just think now it's like, hey, you need to do well next season. Like next season has the potential to be his last year for sure.
I think he knows that too.
Yeah.
But I still don't see him ever getting fired. I see him retiring, stepping down if they
maybe like I see maybe like a forced resignation.
Yeah, like
hey,
fire me.
We'd really like you
I'll just step away.
Like step away from we'd like to part ways. Yeah. We're not gonna fire you. We just we'd like for you to leave. Pack your shit.
Goodbye. Oh, you good?
Matt Rule is still a head coach.
Yeah. What about it? I like Matt Rule a lot.
Sucks. Now give him the benefit of the doubt. No quarterback.
I was about to say he's trying.
No quarterback,
bro. He's trying. He gave Cam a chance, didn't work, and he still used
Darnold a couple chances, didn't work. Gave PJ Walker a couple chances, didn't work. They have to draft a quarterback.
It's
2 more years. 2 more years tops. Get him a new quarterback. Get him a rookie. Let him have his rookie season. And if he's not good in his sophomore, if they're not good in the rookie sophomore season, gone. Move on.
Did Matt Ryan say anything? Because I know he's in a contract year. He's going to be a free agent. Does he want to be a Falcon for life? Or
from what I've heard, I heard some talks that at least the Falcons want to keep him around for another year.
Because I mean, I heard a lot of Steelers fans. That was another quarterback besides Rodgers that they were thinking like, "Ooh, come to Pittsburgh."
I didn't put him on this list. I did not put the Falcons coach on this list. That is Art, right?
That's Dan Smith.
It's like Arthur.
Right?
It's.
Oh wait, he's an OC.
That was Arthur something.
Yeah, you're right. Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
Yep, Arthur Smith. So I didn't put him on the list. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's a first-year coach. Old ass Matt Ryan. Mike Davis was a terrible signing by the GM. Cordero is the guy.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah.
If they didn't do it now.
Yeah. If they haven't done it yet.
7 wins.
They had an okay year.
8 wins.
They had an okay year, yeah. Considering the things they had to deal with, they had an okay year.
Yeah.
MCDC, baby. MCDC, at least 2 more years.
Good to go. Ready to rock next year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I like like I said earlier, I like where the Lions are at. I think MCDC is the guy to be your coach for a good long time.
1,000%.
I just think he at least needs another year, and I think a quarterback, but I also see you guys sticking with Goff for at least 1 more.
And at the beginning of the year, I was like, dude, we need somebody else. But then again, Goff has been coming alive, especially because he found his, St. Brown connection. Yeah. That always helps.
And Cephas was really good for him too at the beginning of the year. He got hurt, so it kind of like left him in this like he was starting to form the connection with Cephas, and then Cephas went down, and he's like, oh shit, what do I do now?
Exactly. And
then found the St. Brown. It just took a little too long. But I think now that he'll have both of them coming back, plus Reynolds, who's good.
Dude, Josh Reynolds is good, man.
And I think like I said, I think you guys get a 4th receiver in the draft. Maybe take a shot on Williams. Who knows?
Please.
Robert Saleh deserves another year for sure. Zach Wilson's rookie year. Mm-hmm. The defense did decent all year. I think the one game, weren't they the one who gave up 50 to the Pats? Or was that somebody else?
I forget.
But still, like the defense needs a little work, but that's just in terms of talent. They just need an extra guy or something.
They need a lot of things, but
he didn't do terrible in that position by any means. Like he was Zach Wilson did not do well. So Brandon Staley. I know his last name's Staley.
I think it does start with a. I think it does start with a B though.
I think it's Brandon.
Correct. I think
it's Brandon Staley. If it isn't, sorry, Brandon.
Sorry, Mr. Staley.
I think he needs to go, but he won't.
I think he needs to go. They need to ship him out.
Yeah. Well, wait, no, he was a first-year coach, wasn't he?
No.
I thought he took over for somebody. Yes, he did. He's a first-year coach. He does not need to go. I don't know why I put that. I was thinking that the dude from last year was still there.
Yeah, he's our OC now. What the hell is his name?
Yep.
He's our OC. Damn.
I will Google. No, not the script.
There's the big black guy, right? What's his name?
Anthony Lynn. Yep.
Anthony Lynn.
Oh, out as Detroit Lions offense coordinator. Literally just fired him 2 days ago.
I actually didn't know that. How did I? Dude, where are my notifications at, dude? Are you serious? There's no reason for me to not know about this. I am scrolling through all of my Twitter notifications right now. I mean, good. He didn't do shit.
I love that we were like, yeah, Andy Lee coaches for us now. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't.
As of 2 days ago, he's no longer a coach for you guys. But yeah, for some reason I was thinking Lynn was still in LA. But Staley, good first year actually.
I don't know. I don't like him.
Harbaugh and Stefanski aren't going anywhere. I just lump them in together. If anybody needs to go from Cleveland, it's Baker, which they're not going to do. They just said they weren't going to do like 2 days ago. And then Harbaugh, he got a little screwed this year. Like Lamar missed like 6 games for the first time. Like he just hasn't missed a game in his career and then missed 6 this year.
I think he's almost on that level with Tomlin and Pete Carroll to where you almost just don't get rid of him.
Yep.
I could see them firing him if the Ravens suck next year.
Yeah, I think if they're like really bad next year, out of nowhere.
But
you have to give him credit this year that and Huntley's good. It was just he didn't. Everybody's calling him Baby Lamar, but you still had to make a little bit of an adjustment because he's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it's like they just failed to make the adjustment perfectly. And the defense was kind of shaky all year. So
hot take. I don't think Lamar Jackson's good at the quarterback position.
I don't know. I think he's okay. I don't know.
It's
tough. Like he is an MVP. He won the MVP like 3 years ago.
I would love to see him, maybe play kick returner or
I would love to see him pass for 3,000 yards.
Slot receiver. Yeah, that too.
That's all I'm asking.
He actually might have done that.
No, he passed for like his MVP year. I feel like he passed for like 26. Like 2,600, but also ran for like 800, ran for 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy. David Coley definitely needs another year. And I think Davis Mills. Why did I write Davis?
I don't know. You're dumb. Davis.
I think he's the guy.
Wow.
I think he's good. I think he's good.
I think he's improved mid-season.
100%. He was a rookie. Let's remember that. I think he's good.
I still think the Texans are far away from being a good football team.
No, I 100% agree. I just think right now to get you through this rebuild is Davis Mills.
Okay,
don't prioritize a quarterback and be like that's going to fix our problems. No, keep Davis Mills through this little period.
Yeah, why not?
And I like Coley. I don't think he did anything like disastrous this year. He just got stuck with bad quarterback play.
And honestly, the Texans played pretty decent football, even though they lost a lot of games. Like they were in a lot.
Yeah, they were in a lot of games. It's just like to me, it's just like MCDC.
Yeah,
like there were a lot of on-field things that were out of the head coach's control that caused them to lose very close football games.
1,000%.
Like you can't coach a guy not to fumble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a big you can't. It's an NFL linebacker hitting him, and at the end of the day, if your quarterback takes a hit on his blind side, he might fumble it. You can't coach him to start taking blindside hits and learn how to secure the ball on that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was just out of his control a lot of the time. Coaches that did get fired.
Ooh.
This is going to be my favorite time of the year. Every year. This is just fun. Because I'm either going to shit on an organization or I'm going to shit on a former coach.
Joe Judge.
Joe Judge sucks. Eat it. You too, Dave Gettleman. You know
who's worse? Too. Dave Gettleman. He is worse.
Yep. Joe Judge, Dave Gettleman. Nope. The issue with this, I think we've seen the end of the Daniel Jones era.
You think so?
I think whoever comes in next is going to want to hit the reset button completely.
Well, he kind of still is a reset, I think.
I think so too. I think we definitely need to wait back and see what happens with his injury too.
That too.
Still haven't heard anything about that. Because if it's like a Peyton Manning situation where he's going to sit, he's going to miss a year. Mike Glennon's not the guy.
Oh, no. Jake Fromm is also
trade for Mitch.
Horrible.
Trade for Mitch.
I could see it.
He's the backup in Buffalo. Trade for him. I will become a Giant. I will be a Giants fan. Giants will be my second favorite team. The MVP, baby.
Are you actually a Mitch fan? You're not a Mitch fan.
I love Mitch. I think Nagy was the problem. I love Mitch.
Interesting.
I love Mitch.
I think, I think Mitch is on par with Daniel Jones. I don't know if he's better. I think he's like on par. So
yeah, I just think if you design the offense correctly around him, he will be good.
Mm-hmm.
This one I'm going to show in the organization. Poverty franchise ratio Dolphins. Brian Flores got fired.
I don't like it.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I can't
make it make sense. He finished with a winning. He hasn't had a losing record yet. I don't think in his 3 seasons. I think he coached the Miami Dolphins to a winning record in 3 straight years. One of those years he had to play Brady twice. So
yeah, I don't understand it, honestly. It's almost like it's literally similar to the Jim Caldwell firing in Detroit.
Bears are talking to him. It's very similar. I'll give you one even better. It's similar to Lovie Smith getting fired after a 10-6 season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because we got beat by the 12-4 Rodgers in the division. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I can't make it make sense for you. I'm sorry. I can't.
But guess who's talking to him? The Bears. Give me
you would like that,
baby. I want him so bad. I want Brian Flores.
Anything's better than Nagy, I guess.
Yeah. Mike Zimmer. I don't think I'm not going to show neither of them.
I've been wanting him out.
I mean, he definitely needed to go.
As in, like, yeah, I like it, but then again, I think it was needed for the Vikings, dude. It
was needed from both parties too. Like Zimmer needed to go somewhere else just to try to rebound from this because Kirk is screwing him royally every year. And then the Vikings, I mean, they needed a change too at the same time.
Yeah. When you have multiple seasons back to back where you just are just mediocre, you're not good, you're not bad. That's when you know the coach just has to go.
Yep.
You need something new.
I'll give you a guy I really am looking forward to shitting on. Vic Fangio.
Let's hear it.
Let's get a quote going real quick. And this is not an exact quote. This is a paraphrase quote. We just don't have a quarterback to keep up. This was after Drew Lock probably threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He's just trying to
against the Chiefs.
Save his own ass.
Lost by 4.
Wow. Did he actually say that? I didn't.
Yeah. He said we just don't have the quarterback play to keep up with these superstars. Drew Lock.
Did he get fired immediately after that?
Yeah. Within 8 hours, I'm pretty sure. It was awesome. Immediately following the Raiders Chargers, I'm pretty sure the first notification was Vic Fangio has been fired. It was awesome.
Eat shit, Vic.
Yep. Go back to being at DC. I wouldn't mind you coming back to Chicago. I don't like you as a head coach whatsoever, but you were probably one of the better defensive coordinators we've had.
1,000%.
And
Drew
I love Drew
Lock.
Lock.
The guy. No, why do you like Drew Lock so much?
I like Drew Lock.
What did he do to you?
He's shown really. Every time Every time I actually watch him, he plays his ass off. He plays ass off against Chiefs. And he balled out in preseason, and they didn't give him a starting job. And I don't want to hear how he did bad in backup situations because it is so hard to get B team reps and come onto the field and try to be the guy.
No, it is. 1,000%.
Give him a year as the starter. Gross.
But why not? Like, Broncos have a solid defense. They always do. Why not try to bring in a veteran?
Who are you gonna bring in?
Yeah.
Who they bring in this year? Teddy B.
They did. They did bring in Teddy B, which obviously didn't work for them.
If they had started Drew Lock the entire time, they make the playoffs.
Ooh, that's hot. That's flaming.
The cool thing is you can't say shit because it didn't happen and the season's over. So like,
that's fair. No, that's fair.
What are you gonna say?
But
that's not gonna happen. What, you gonna run a Madden simulation and prove me wrong?
No, I just think it's a hot take. That's all.
No, I agree. It's a hot take. It's just who's gonna call me out on it. You can call me out all you want. What are you gonna do? Like I said, run a Madden simulation real quick.
Good.
See, they still had him at 7-9. I don't care.
Drew Lock still sucks. Anyway, let's go.
Urban Meyer, obviously, back in the day. I don't think they're going to stick with the interim in Jacksonville. I think they'll hire somebody new. Just hit the reset button.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed that Urban got fired because I had Trevor Lawrence breaking the rookie interception record by 1 million. And then Urban got fired and he stopped throwing the ball 50 times a game. So
where did he end up, by the way, with interceptions? Was it even close?
18, 16, 18, somewhere around there.
So really not even that close.
No, because it's what, like 27?
Yeah.
But he had like 15 through like 6 games.
Yeah, he did.
He had a crazy amount.
He played every single
first
game.
Like 5 or 6. Yeah, he played every single game. It was literally just the fact that he stopped throwing the ball so much.
Yeah.
John Gruden, obviously. I think they gave the interim a shot.
I have no opinion. I don't know. I didn't really watch much of.
I didn't watch a ton either, but they made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they made a playoff push with no Ruggs.
Fair. No, that's
obviously
fair.
Gruden getting fired, and then they lost that cornerback, didn't they? Because he like brought a gun.
Who is the interim? Do we know his name?
I don't know.
We're not on a first name basis yet.
Nah. I mean, it's the Raiders, so it's like, who cares?
I mean, yeah, you make a good point. I mean, I
Rich
can see them.
Bisaccia.
I like that name.
Bisaccia. It's like Nick Sirianni. Like it just feels good to say, even if he sucks as a head coach.
Bisaccia.
And this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. Don't let the door split you. Don't let the door hit you where Mother Nature splits you. I hate both of you. Eat it. I'm so glad you're gone. Matt Nagy's his like statement afterwards thanked the McCaskies, thanked the organization, and thanked Ryan Pace. You know who you forgot, Matt? You forgot the fans who you've made sit here and suffer for the last 3 years. You dick. Ryan, I actually think you weren't that bad. I mean, your picks actually played out pretty well. We got Khalil Mack, which was good. And then, if I'm being totally honest, you probably gave away too many draft picks. I think Matt was the problem. But if we're being totally honest, good job getting Fields. Thank you. And good job getting Mack. Thank you.
I can't believe you like Fields that much, man.
I like Fields. He got hurt. He was hurt most of the year, man. Plus, it's Matt Nagy. He sucks. How are you supposed to develop with the worst head coach in the league? I would have rather Adam Gase.
Wait, whoa.
That was a hot take. I think I just hate Matt Nagy that much. I think I misspoke.
You misspoke.
But I think I hate Matt Nagy that much.
And
I still can't believe his letter literally mentioned everybody except the fans that you've been torturing for 3 years. That's going to do it for us.
You should write him a letter or tag him in a tweet. Be like, dude, can we get an apology?
Yeah, I actually quote tweeted the Bears like statement and was like, to the fans, sorry for making you guys hate life for the last 3 years. Check out my Twitter, Michael Foltz 33.
Plugging your shit.
Selfless plug.
Just why?
This has been an amazing episode. I love it. That was good. This is good. Just
make
sure to check us out.
Nagy.
Oh man, feels good. I'm so glad he's fired. I hope he never gets a job again. I hope he works at Kmart next year.
I forgot Kmart was a store.
I'm a red visor.
Oh my god.
This is a TikTok.
Kmart.
You better post this on TikTok. I want this whole segment about Matt Nagy on TikTok immediately.
At Bears fans. Oh, we should, dude. The Bears I think they're really good at answering on TikTok too.
The Lions are really good at answering on TikTok.
They're really good at answering too.
Yeah. The Lions answered that kid. The best fantasy football punishment I have ever seen. And we're going to talk about fantasy football punishments next episode when we bring Garces on, who finished last in our league. We'll just leave it a secret for now. But the best fantasy football punishment I've ever seen, the kid had to post thirst traps on TikTok until an NFL team commented.
No.
He posted 4 videos. They all got like 100,000 views. And then finally the Lions commented.
Did he have to say anything in the caption and be like, NFL teams, please respond? Or
no, yeah. I mean, he tagged a bunch of NFL teams and stuff in every video. But it was funny. He was like day 5 of making a thirst trap until an NFL team comments so I can stop. And it's like he's like obviously like not a bodybuilder or anything. Like he's just it's kind of like Mike Corcio now.
Oh, okay.
I would compare the kid. And he's just like doing like the up down challenge thing. Like it was so funny.
That is
awesome.
Good one. There's a lot of good ones we could do.
Yeah, so let's close it out. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously just click that subscribe button, turn your post notifications on. We'll let you know when we post a video. The content is coming in, man. We're starting to get a hang of this thing. We appreciate all the support. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's Michael Foltz 33 on Twitter, Foltz.Michael.Jr. on Instagram. Also stay tuned. I'm gonna start streaming soon. That's coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
Foltz 33 Gaming on YouTube. The links usually I post the link in the description. Links to all of our socials are in the description, by the way. Carson, go ahead, fire off yours.
If they're in the description, why'd I gotta fire it off?
Just fire it off because people don't read the description. When was the last time you read a YouTube description?
When's the last time someone listened this late into our video?
Point made. If you've made it this far, good for you, man, because you got to hear my Nagy rant.
If you made it this far, follow me on Instagram, Carson, CARRSSONNN. I make it complicated. Twitter, MuellerMania23. I'm getting a little more active. Still trying.
It's getting there.
Best.
It's getting there.
I'm trying.
Your entire Twitter page just is you shitting on me for my sports takes.
Yes,
it's like 90% of it. Yeah,
and I enjoy that.
It's fun. That. Speaking of fantasy, because that's when you shit on me last. We lost in the championship. So.
Oh yeah.
Jamar Chase.
We should just mention that in the next episode because nobody's listening right now.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, guys, great episode. Good to talk to you guys again. We will be back. Stay tuned for next episode.